Hi, Willie Wolfus, and welcome to another video. I just wanted to come up and say thank you for watching the Endorse campaign. Without you, I wouldn't be keeping this up. I've seen some support in it. I know not a lot of people are here, but that's just because we're small creators. But I hope one day we can bring this campaign to a bigger world. Um, but I wanted to kind of give some insight on how I've come so far with this campaign, how it is to be a DM for the first time with a few people, and kind of giving my thoughts about how it's been going. So first of all, me being a DM, first time really, it's been great. I love making stories. I love making a story that you can kind of let your imagination go loose on. That's mostly why there's no maps always on the screen. But I have Lunachi or our character Tomo. I'm gonna making the backgrounds while I talk over it. Because I have everything in my mind and I can see it in my imagination, but not everyone is kind of the same like me. Nobody can imagine how everything looks. So I have a person that kind of does the layout of some certain stuff for me for people to kind of connect with the layout. Before I like go further, I've been playing D&D for only a year now. My most greatest influence is Critical Role. I've seen the whole campaign 2 from start to finish. I saw the last 3 episodes live because I just got caught up to all of those episodes in roughly in roughly a few months from session 1 to session 144, and I've been addicted to D&D ever since. I've gone into campaigns. I tried to DM for some people, but it didn't really work out. I did only one session, and that kind of just it didn't work. And then I made this campaign, and this campaign is literally the most amazing first time DM. Our players are great. I have a new player, Lunachi, aka Tilmo. They're the newest player of the group. I've they've been having fun. Our character Bula or Rizella VR has been loving it. As she has been in the D&D. She's been in D&D for like over 14 years now, I've heard. And she said that this was like the chandelier accident that is viewing in the background. It was the most amazing little funny thing that happened in any of the D&D campaigns that they were. And that makes me feel so happy about that I can make this story and make these people that I already have played D&D a whole new sight on how on a new DM and a new campaign and kind of a new way of set of rules, a new way of storytelling, a new way of how I deal with misses and all that stuff. And most importantly, when it comes to DMing for me, is more like let's have fun. D&D is about fun and kind of having the story is most importantly number one. But when we're in a fight, like let's say if you haven't seen the session yet, um, I've had a I've had a bandit shoot a character of ours, Bula, but there were 3 people in front of him, but they had a clear sight, so they still had a clear sight, but there were 3 people in front of him. But the archer missed, so I rolled a d4 and saw who got hit. Because if you miss an arrow, it can clearly just like hit someone in the back and be like, "Oh shit, I missed, but I shot him." That's kind of how I see it. A little bit more logical in a way. I mean, D&D is fluid magic and fantasy and dragons and all that stuff. It's really fun to kind of have a story or a characters in your own hands, but still having it fun and making it good enough to not break the illusion that I am the one that's storytelling. I am trying to make it seem that I am not really the storyteller, but there is the story bigger than the DM, even though there's not. And with start of session 2, I wanted to start off with like a new a new beginning. As session 0 was an introduction to rolling and stuff, session 1 was a little bit of fighting for everyone. And then session 2 was our story start, of the demon lord coming their way, getting marked, and so going on into session 3. I've learned a bit of stuff that I didn't know before. Your campaign can suddenly shift. Your campaign can suddenly shift in a whole new direction, and best way possible is session 1. I wasn't expecting Bula to kill a horse. Bula just straight up killed a horse, and I was like, I needed that horse because that was a key part in the follow up of them needing to go behind the bandits that stole the gold. So I made it that there was that the mayor needed the bandits to be killed because they were having a problem with them. Because I had that whole band camp already mapped out. So yeah, like it's a weird thing about the it's so magical to have people in your world and kind of play around in it and then find their own way through these through these stories and find their own story in it. As Lauren is kind of now known for burping, even though she does it, even though they do it in the call, I just like, oh, I make Lauren burp in the campaign, like some stuff like that. It makes it a little bit more funny. I know this was kind of a ramble about D&D, but it's just my inner thoughts right now. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you are new here, just consider subscribing. We're nearly at 100 subs. I love you all. You're unique. You're amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all had a great day. Have a great night. Have a great morning. And good night.